A very warm good morning to the 8th standard students. So I hope all are enjoying your days with full playing here and there. But not only playing is important, education is also needed for your upliftment of your future. As regarding that only, I am here to teach social lessons. As in the previous last class, we have done one history lesson, that is sources. So as history is related to the sources, through that sources only we need to make instructions about that so and so king has ruled that kingdom, like that. So here now today in this lesson, as this lesson is related to the geographical features and prehistoric India. So where is the location of India in the world map? So as in this lesson we are going to see the physical features of India, as India is both a subcontinent and peninsula. Peninsula means 3 sides water and 1 side land. And not only that, recognition of neighboring countries of India, where we can see like Pakistan, China and other neighboring countries. And not only that, how is the living style of man in prehistoric period, and regarding that many stone ages will come. So now today we will discuss about the physical features of India. So when you observe the geographical environment which influences every country, means geographically each country is situated in one locations. Not only that, it shows the relationship between the human life and the environment. So it is necessary to learn about the geographical environment in order to know the human history also. And as India is a subcontinent occupying a huge area in the southern part of the Asian continent, where India is located, it is in the Asian continent, and that too occupying a huge area in the southern part of Asian continent. And not only that, it is surrounded by water on 3 sides and on 1 side of land. So it is a peninsula. And not only that, India shares its boundaries with Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. These are all the neighboring countries of India. And not only that, India consists of 29 states and 6 union territories. Not only that, as we have one national capital, that is Delhi. So now we'll have a deep discussion towards the India's geographical features. As this India's geographical features consists of Himalayan mountains in the northern part, and not only that, Indo-Gangetic plain in the northern side, the Deccan Plateau and the coastal regions in the south. Not only that, the snow-capped mountains in the north include some of the smallest and tallest peaks in the world. So as these mountains, they preserve the safety and security of India, as these Himalayan mountains preserves the security of India. Not only that, there have been few institutions on ancient India of northern Himalayan region. So the attacks have been mainly from the northwestern side through the valleys of Bolan and Khyber passes. The flat Indo-Gangetic plains are extremely fertile, means they are very good for agriculture purpose. The ancient civilization of Indus Valley and the Vedic period gives or flourishes here, or we can say exists here. Many battles have been fought from time to time to establish their control over the Indian areas. So usually some dynasties which controls over this Gangetic Plain. Not only that, here through these areas only we can see some of the empires started and some empires declined. So here when you see the Narmada river separates India into two Malwa plateaus or two central highlands. On the one is as Deccan Plateau in the south, and whereas we can see the Mauryas and the Guptas ruled here for around more than two areas means as we can see they have ruled two areas of this Deccan Plateau and the highlands of Malwa. Not only that, here the Indian coastal line. So it's as this coastal line, it is very vast and stretches over 6,100 kilometers. So remember well, the coastal area stretches over 6,100 kilometers, whereas the eastern coastal line, which is called as Coromandel, as this Coromandel coast, whereas when we observe the western coastline and the eastern coastal line, so both are referred as Konkan and Malabar coast. So here the numerous forts are we can see on this coastal line, and had attracted many Romans from time to time to make foreign trade in these areas, and as days passed on these sea routes, as a result we can see port towns also flourished, resulting in the rise of some powerful kingdoms like Pandyas, the Cheras and the Cholas. So here the diversity, as you can see, the landmarks, the land, the fertility, the plains, the coastal areas, the Ghats, where we can see the geographical environment also influences the lifestyle of the people living here. So not only that, here we can see cultural unity is also there in all these Indian states. As we can see, only unity in diversity is found only in India only. So as if you see, or if you want to know more about prehistoric India, how the lifestyle of India and the humans at that time, we are going to discuss in prehistoric period of India. So in the prehistoric period, so the discovery of art and writing, as you can see on the in some caves, when you observe on the wall sides, we can see some drawings were done, or some inscriptions which gives more information about that historical monument or the historical events happened there. So here this is why by seeing that pictures only we will come to see, yes, we have got the evidence and what type of kings ruled there. And not only that, we can get many written records also, literary records are also there to find or to study the history. Not only that, when you know about the people and their life in the prehistoric age, the scholars who studied their period, and that period we call it as archaeologists. So these people, so from the Stone Age to Metal Age to now Iron Age, we can say that some of the sources which gave the source or the hint of that so and so type of people lived in those areas. Not only that, here a few tools created at that time, or the type of tools used by people may probably some tools made of stone, wood and bones. Among these, only few tools have been survived or kept in some of the museums. So providing us the source for study of prehistory. Not only that, here the human beings in the prehistoric age, so more of them used stone tools to peel the skin and the flesh of the animals. So they used to take the use of that stones and make use to, as nowadays we are using knife to cut and separate the flesh of our any chicken, mutton, fish. Like that, at that time there were no knives or anything to cut that flesh. They used to make use of that tools made of stones. As this here, the scraps of some trees, and they used to cut the fruits. And not only that, here the people used to create handles, means as to hold that tool they need some handles should be done, and it is made of bones and wood. So using like here we can see to kill any animal, arrows were there, and some used hunted animals. To hunt that animals, they used stones as axes, as means after killing that, so they used to dig, or they used to keep that stone into that animal's body, and they used to scrap out all that and make it separate, and they used to eat it for themselves. And not only that, where this word prehistoric period provides the vision, means how the lifestyle of that period we are going to see as where this people used to live. So here some sources gives the relics of hunting and food gathering. So here people at that time they don't have any houses, or they have no proper place to stay. So they used to move from one place to one place, that is nomads. So here as these some hunting tools or some food gatherings were found in Bhimbetka, Hosanagiri, and some of the areas in Kurnool of Andhra Pradesh in India. And not only that, there are many other sites in which we can find all these types of sources are found. Means to say that yes, before we used to live here in the prehistoric period, human life have been existed here. So most of the sites, not only some of are found on the banks of rivers and lakes, means more of the human life started on the river banks only. So not only that, since Stone Age were essential for the survival of the people of that time, here we can see some essentials which will fulfill their needs. Areas where people can use stones and other tools made them to take further step towards human lifestyles started to change. What all that here, when we try to know about the industrial sites, means as human life started and slowly it started to make its life. As you can see, so we will get some tools made of stones around rocky areas. Means at that time in the prehistoric period there were no industries, there were no mills, nothing. So here whatever the humans used to catch it in their hands with that rock, so they used to make it as a suitable weapon to make their lifestyle easy. Not only that, here some heaps of broken rocks or stone chips are found in some of the areas like in Andhra Pradesh, and some are found in Karnataka also. And it is here made. As we can see, the people of that area needed some tools which we can make it as a weapon. And as these humans, they used to eat raw meat. Means at that time no stoves and no ovens to heat that meat. Means they used to hunt, and whatever they hunt and that thing they used to eat it as a flesh. Means raw meat they used to eat. And here we can see some signs of ashes. Means establishment of fire. So means as this fire which gave a little bit changes of making their food style to be changed. Means eating flesh, raw meat is one taste. When you cook and eat, it will gives you another taste. So here we can see some signs of ashes, means budi, have been found in the caves of Kurnool in the Andhra Pradesh district. Not only that, they gives or they reveals the use of fire of that people at the Stone Age. Not only that, here we can see the use of, means after lighting fire, so that wood will be turned into ashes. So like that ashes, some signs of ashes were found in some of the caves of Kurnool. Not only that, by that time the people, Stone Age people started to make use of fire for the first time. And not only that, drawing founds on the caves, means drawing some sort of animals, some sort of drawings they used to draw on the inside the caves where the people used to stay. And not only that, so today also we can see these drawings done on the walls of the caves and on the rocks of some areas in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka also. And they are very beautiful drawings of wild animals and hunting. At that time no artisan or any drawing teacher is not there to teach all these things. But here we can see as their awareness made them, so they started to draw, and there we can see they used to make use of not any type of painting. So whatever they used to get it from the environment, they used to gather it and make it as a color, and they used to draw it on the walls. So here also drawings found in some caves, and ashes, signs of ashes also gives the information that the prehistoric period human life was there. Not only that, the changing of environment. As we can see, it is believed that 12,000 years ago, the major change took place in the Earth's environment. So why? So the Earth's temperature began gradually to increase. So as this increase in the temperature of the Earth, so this led us towards the development of grasslands in many places. And there we can see birds and animals began to multiply, and animals like deer, elks, goats, sheep and other started to prosper in these grasslands. So humans who have been hunting animals, so they started to observe these nature, and they started their food habits and way of hunting these animals. They stopped hunting animals, and they started to make use of animal rearing. Not only that, over a period of time, so they captured some areas and they made all that animals to be tied there, and they started dairying work. Dairying means collecting milk from that animals. Now humans now learn to catch fish, and they started to make use of cow's milk, goat's milk and buffalo milks. Not only that, here the human beings noticed that some grass bearing grains can be grown naturally, as rice, paddy, jawar, which we can throw on like seeds, and they are going to grow as the food grains. So here the humans started to change their food habits, and they started to grow the food grains. And as we can see, use of learning of this type of food, the grains and the cereals like rice and barley, so they started to grow gradually. And not only that, here we can see some of the food grains were also found in some areas. And as we can see, archaeologists referred this as by seeing the different food styles and food habits 2 million ago. Here we can see the oldest age is called as the Oak Age or the Stone Age. So as the Stone Age, it stretched over a period of 12,000 years. So this long duration has been classified into 3 stages: the early, the middle and the later Old Stone Age. So here the period from 12,000 years, as it has been divided into 3 stages. 10,000 years nearby it is called as Middle Stone Age, where we can see the tools of this period gradually are very small, and they are only used for delicate purpose. And they used to fix these stone tools with handles and to cut the handle is made with wooden, as you can see the pictures which shows in page number 11, which shows the clear picture of the weapons made by these prehistoric humans to make use for their livelihood. Not only that, here we can see, so as the old Stone Age, the middle Stone Age and the new Stone Age. As in the old Stone Age, as we can see, this has been classified as early old Stone Age, middle old Stone Age and late Stone Age. So these new Stone Ages began after 10,000 years. So here the stone tools of this period are different from those of earlier periods. And these tools were bright and sharp edges. And people of this age used grinding stones for grinding the leaves and herbs and grains and cereals. And some pots and pans, as we can see, number of pots are there in our houses now. Like that, at that time also we can see some sort of pots and pans were found in these areas, and few of which we have been decorated and kept in some of the museums in different parts of our country. And moreover, here pots were used for storing grains, as nowadays we are having all types of boxes to keep the food grains to be safe. So as these pots were used for storing grains, and not only that, they were used for cooking rice also. So here wheat and other grains and cereals which made this age to learn, and after here we can see weaving of cloth also started one by one. Here we can see the lifestyle of the people means 12,000 years ago, and after that here we can see some changes taken place. Now in this picture, so now here you can observe the different weapons made by the prehistoric humans. So as we can see one by one, which shows the different shapes and sizes. So as here the handles made with wood, and here we can see some pots and pans were there, where these humans, prehistoric humans, made to make use of their lives, as the life changed from hunting to, as they started to firing, or we can see the establishment of fire, or by then there we can see the old Stone Age, which has been started from one Stone Age to 3 Stone Ages, where we can see these different types of stones tools were used to make their convenience in life. So I hope everyone has understood the lesson, and try to, if you have the textbook, try to refer once again, go through the whole lesson. If you get any doubt, you can text me. So until then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.